and they just stare at you, and no one's on the dance floor, and you play your set, and they're just like smoking.
What?
And I'm just like, am I doing the right thing? And I've done that several times.
It's like you can't even tell if they like your music or not.
So then I walk away going, I am terrible.
3, 2, 1, go! Please record your message.
My neck, because we did that on my mum and dad's couch upside down. That sounds again sexual. It's not. It was
interesting.
My mum and dad's couch has never been violated, but it was that one time. My friend was upside, and he kept it so straight.
Because I think I'm peaking. Peaking.
Welcome back to the I'm Peaking podcast. Question of the day is, have you ever discovered a favorite new artist by accident walking past their stage at a festival or playing at a festival?
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely yes.
Ironically enough, it was you.
Take that as a compliment.
No, it was great. Okay. So take it back to EDC 2022. I was walking around EDC and I was like, oh, I want to check out the Wasteland stage. And it just so happened that you were playing at Wasteland. And I was like, I just want to dabble in a little bit because I wasn't really into like hardstyle back then. But I stayed for your whole set because I had like the best time ever.
Good. Was that Vegas? Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ironically for me, it was also a hardstyle artist, Gammer. It was Nocturnal 2016. I don't know where we were going, but we were walking past the green stage. It was a smaller stage, and I just remember, why does this sound so good? And then we all stopped and sat there in the back, and I'm like, this is sick.
Yeah.
It's interesting you say that because like everyone here uses the word hardstyle, like for people that play the hard stage, but like Gamma would be hard dance or UK hardcore.
Yeah.
And I obviously definitely would be just bipolar everything. So sometimes it's interesting when you come here, a lot of people, they will say, oh, you're my favorite hardstyle DJ. I'm like, mate, I am not a hardstyle DJ. But people, not that it's a bad thing, but people think that like the word hardstyle means like relates to Wasteland when
so interesting.
Really, there's kind of so many subgenres.
We're definitely going to talk more about that later in the episode.
Yeah. Please educate us.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I think for me, I've definitely had a moment like that. It was at Apocalypse. I actually think I talked about it on the last episode, but I found Of the Trees at Apocalypse, and I was just doing like a little dance session, and it wasn't actually until after too when I looked back at the video and some people were like, oh, that's like my favorite Of the Trees song, and I'm like, oh, and I was like listening to it, I'm like, this is sick, and I started checking out his music, and now I'm just like a huge fan. So.
How about you? Like when you're playing, like let's say like at an American festival, how was dubstep? Like discovering like dubstep for you?
When I first started coming here, like it was like 12, 14 years ago, but that's when like dubstep was huge. That whole like when Skrillex kind of started that whole sound, and then you had like your Slushies, and I became friends with people like Jaws and Keizo and stuff, who wouldn't be, they're more rocky kind of hard, but yeah, like some of the names that you guys had over here at one point, it was like Big Bird Crushing Violence or something, like all these mad names. And in the UK, because a lot of us, we're on the worldwide circuit, so we see very similar names every week, whether it's in Australia or Singapore, America. But there's America, when it was more dubstep, there was a lot of DJs who are only very famous here in America and do turn up at like a random festival, and I had no idea who some of them were, but people going crazy. But I've noticed now it's kind of switching a little bit, and now like there's other sounds that like your house is getting big now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Does that sound resonate with you at all, or?
I liked it. I liked the Keizo stuff because it would go from it would go into hardstyle, and then it would drop into like trap halfway through, or like a half beat. So like Welcome to the Doghouse, like the tunes. But in terms of just the rail stuff, I like for UK DJs, like we were so like, it was so surprising seeing that.
I bet.
When people were just holding the rail, and when the people say, oh, I'm at the front at the rail, like online, I was like, what do you mean you're at the front on the rail? In England, doing a rail means like doing a line. So yeah, so I was like, okay. But they're
just all doing lines.
Yeah, it's like all these people are standing there doing the rail, and I was like, you guys are partying.
I mean, sounds like a rail.
Yeah,
it's like, thanks for commenting that on my post, I guess.
But no, I end of the day, like I have to be open to all kinds of music, and like I if people like that here, then good. Like, it's good to see different genres and stuff. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, with that being said, I am your host, Brin, and here is the rest of our host.
Mickie.
I'm Mickie.
I'm Nand.
And I'm Devin.
And I have an intro for you, Mr. Sir. All right.
So,
Mr. Sir.
Mr. Sir.
You just said that because I'm British.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Okay. To the misfits, rebels, the misunderstood. Today's guest proves that not sticking to the norms is the ultimate way to stand out. Rooted in trance, this man seamlessly blends hardstyle, techno, and bounce into his sets to defy expectations. Is it 125 BPM, 200 BPM? Depends on which corner of the globe you catch him in. Tattooed in energy, carved in mayhem. Please welcome the mastermind behind the madness, Ben Nicky.
Oh, wow.
Yo, I like
That
that.
was
That was good.
You missed out a couple of genres, but like that was a really good answer.
So that's why I stopped myself and I giggled because you already kind of like hit it earlier on the podcast. Yeah, I know, but
It's nice to get people like with an intro that is more understood rather than going like, oh, hey, he's a trance DJ or hardstyle DJ. So
Yeah.
yeah, congrats,
That
great
was
intro.
really good.
thank you.
Yeah, we try to have very like personable intros on this podcast.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Real quick, yeah, we have some breaking news.
yeah,
that
so
happened the
we
other
have some
day.
breaking news. Insomniac and Tomorrowland are collaborating. How do we feel about that?
I was in the queue this morning.
Oh,
Is
were
it on
you-
sale?
Yes.
Mhm.
The hotel and the hotel and ticket package. I think it's like $5.96 a person. I didn't stay in the queue just because we're shooting a podcast now,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you know what? Maybe just getting the tickets next week and then just getting a hotel with my friend somewhere else. Like I don't need to be at their like.
I can hook you up for 300.
You're so funny.
Man's already got the tickets.
Yeah, I'm scalping here, bro. Even if I'm not playing.
It's my birthday, man. Can you make it like $2.99?
Yeah.
Do we know like what are the
Sorry, I'm
details?
moving my mic here. There we go.
I know some details, not a lot. So, one stage, and they're combining. So
It's just one stage.
it's one stage, yeah.
Okay.
To my understanding, I could be wrong, but there's like, you know how like we have Beyond Wonderland, Escape, Countdown, and then Tomorrowland has its own themes. So what they're gonna do is each night, Beyond and let's just say Escape combined together with one of the themes from Tomorrowland.
Whoa.
That's the theme of one night. The next night, the theme is
Whoa,
like, you know,
interesting.
like nocturnal
research.
plus something from Tomorrowland, and each night will be a different theme, and it's supposed to be like a different from a normal festival experience, but a audio visual journey. So it's very
Wow.
storytelling based.
Yeah, I mean that sounds on cue with.
I don't think it'll be genre.
Tomorrowland.
I don't think it'll be genre changes. I think it'll be like just Tomorrowland. I've played a few of I played the Ibiza one. It's called Garden of Madness, which is just one stage, and I've done the one. Obviously, the main festival I've done loads of times, but the one in UK was called. They had a theme for it as well. I guarantee you it'll be like. Because I actually asked my agent about it because he didn't even. No one really knew until yesterday. But I think it'll be like imagine like the anima show that they did, but then just
Yeah.
with a lineup, and then the storytelling. Because when you play main stage Tomorrowland, which I've luckily done once, the book like behind you used to open and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
do
it's
they do
story.
the intros still?
I don't know. I haven't done the main stage yet for a couple of years, but I think they still do them, and the visuals are very similar to the ones that Sevilla have been using. So I think it'll just be like. Tomorrowland they have an agency that own quite a few DJs as well. So it's in their interest to probably push those DJs into the lineup. So it'll probably be those guys and then like a story with it.
Yeah,
And it'll sell anyway because it's a great brand, so it'll just sell out.
Yeah.
I actually
I would
just saw someone who's trying to buy tickets, and it's like an hour wait for them to be able to
Wow.
get tickets. So like the queue line is insane.
Oh, it's worse.
Now?
The queue started at 10 a.m. I hopped on at 10:01 because I was driving here, so I was like, I just refreshed the page. It was a 6-hour wait time. But
like
by the
Oasis.
time I got to the studio, it turned into 1 hour, and that was only 10 minutes. So it's like it's estimating based on the number of people currently waiting, but people are probably
Oh
quick
my
to
God.
buy or quick to exit. Because
Yeah.
like I don't know, man. Like personally, like the hotel experience looks cool, but at the end of the day, it's Vegas. There's
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
hotels. There's
Do you want to
other
know the smart thing
opportunities.
about it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like
Wow.
the experience itself is lit. So it's like if you really want to
Yeah.
go see it and you're waiting 6 hours, like you're going for the experience, not for like, no matter what, you're going to listen to good music. So
Yeah.
Well, it's debatable. Depends who's booked.
I think no matter what, like events
You're
like
funny.
EDC or Tomorrowland or whatever, like people are totally just like paying for the experience. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like I still haven't been to Tomorrowland, but that's one of the top like festivals
Yeah.
on my
I feel like
bucket
people
list
just
because
buy
of the experience.
Yeah, people just buy tickets without knowing the lineup yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Tomorrowland's
not interested in
good.
that.
I would say if you're gonna go to like you guys are lucky to have EDC so close because EDC is like probably one of the most visual. I don't go in the crowd. I wish I could, but like it's very visual.
The
But
production's
I would
there.
say Tomorrowland is like probably one of the next ones I would go to if I was a raver. Yeah.
Interesting.
So you were saying it's debatable of like what type of music, like if it's good or not. Like, so I'm curious about like what would make you like a genre, like you specifically.
I believe it or not, I actually like the music that I play on my sets. I don't really listen to when I'm not performing because I think I get bored quite easily. So I like to like make it special when I do it. I just like I like music that has like emotion to it, or like you guys all know, like when you listen to certain songs, like they make you feel a certain way. So like I was a massive fan of Porter Robinson, like for years. That era, like Porter Robinson, Zed, RT Audion, like that prog house era for me was like huge. Yeah, like
the golden age we call it.
Yeah, and I kind of came up. I was working with some UK DJs, Andy Moore, who was a trance DJ. Gareth Emery became a good friend.
Icon.
So like, those guys back in the day were like kind of paved. I was around a lot of those. So like that early trance bubble when it was kind of
trance.
like even like when Dash Berlin was around and
I love Dash Berlin.
yeah, well formerly Dash Berlin, now it's all changed now. But yeah, so like that. Those kind of things. And the only person now, I've only been to one gig in the last 7 years, like one show, like not DJing, and that was Fred again because I just had the best time.
Yeah, Fred again's awesome. Like the feeling that you get from like one of his sets, it's like nothing like any other. Like I've never experienced a set to where I'm like, I could just experience it, put my phone away, and I just want to like sit here and really feel the music.
It's the whole ecosystem, the fact that like, you know, when he like, I saw him before he got quite a lot bigger, but like when he comes through the albums and the color changes on the thing behind him, and just it's like it's so weird. It's like it's this feeling that I've never had from seeing
It's just
someone live.
vibes.
Yeah,
it's great.
Just vibes.
And then he got so popular, and like then it was like every kind
then
of
it was bad.
Every hippie would be like, "Oh, I like Fred again," and
Yeah.
like it was cool. But I actually genuinely, his music for me was amazing.
Yeah, and then he played at EDC, and we were sardines, and me and Grayson left that crowd like so early because it was because we were like, dude, it was so uncomfortable.
Even in VIP.
Yeah, VIP. I think VIP was probably worse than GA.
That's crazy.
Yeah, over there. But I mean, it took us
What
like
is
30 minutes
so I
to
was
get
talking
out.
to my friend. My friends are going to Beyond. Well, some other friends that I don't know as well, but I was chatting to them in the car, and I was talking about like tickets because I don't really ever see how much tickets are, like what packages you can buy. Obviously, I just go and bring my friends backstage and stuff. But like VIP, my friend was like, "Oh, but you can just get better food there," and I was like, "What? So you're provided with it?" He's like, "No, you still got to buy it." So I'm like, "So you're paying to pay."
Yeah.
So in a way, so I was just like really confused of like what the different packages and stuff were.
The only perk of VIP, honestly, is
I thought of Call of Duty when you said the word perk. Sorry.
what?
On Call of Duty, like Warzone, you can have perks. Do you know?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
sorry. That's how dialed in I am to gaming now. I'm in my gaming era.
So funny. So the only perks with VIP nowadays generally is you don't have to wait in lines for food because there's just more food in there. You get some access to like the front, but there could be a lot of people still. And then nicer bathrooms. Nicer bathrooms.
That
and
does
also
it. No porta
they
potties.
offer some festival, or actually most of the Insomniac festivals offer like other cool stuff, like you can get a haircut.
Oh, yeah,
or
there's, like,
they have like
barbers
candy,
over there.
Oh, yeah.
candy
Yeah.
making machine, or
Yeah.
not
Like, they
machine,
have,
sorry,
like,
candy making stations,
Makeup
like
stations.
yeah,
have, like,
makeup
candy.
stations.
Candy, that's another thing. You don't have it anywhere else in the world, really, as far as I'm aware.
It's a US thing.
Yeah.
No,
for sure.
actually,
The US thing
Australia.
I had to learn.
Australia is actually doing candy and plur.
Oh really? Oh, nice.
Aussie's another level of raving. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's candy, there's trinkets, and then there's also flow art. I'm not
Totems.
Totems,
Totems.
yeah.
Don't see that anywhere really apart from here. Like
Yeah.
in the way that you guys have some of the best ones.
Yeah, but you have your Misfit flags, right? Where like people
That's why
bring them.
That's why I kind of did it. Yeah.
You were
I just
inspired?
rather than do like clothing merch, we just sold flags because I thought at a show it's the most visual thing to show that you're a fan. So the Misfit flags. You can only get them on our Instagram, group or on the Misfit Facebook.
Oh.
But I'm working on more, because a lot of people don't use Facebook from say certain countries or like Instagram groups. So I'm working on a way to try and bring a lot of the American, because most people are on X or Twitter here, I would find from a lot. So I'm trying to like get everyone into one ecosystem if I can.
You want to go or me?
Speaking of totems real fast, like how big are the crowds for, festivals in Europe versus festivals here? Because the reason why we have totems in the first place is because our crowds are getting so like dense and large.
Still the
it's
same.
like I need to like find my friends in the
Still the same. Like here you have like what, like maybe 250k people or something, maybe EDC, maybe more, I don't know, I might got the figures wrong, but then you have like 10 stages, so it's all split. So UK one, we have one called Creamfields, which is good, and loads of other big festivals, but similar. It just, again, it depends on how big of a DJ. You're going to play a tiny stage if you're small. If you're popular, you're probably going to have more totems and be on a bigger stage, so it kind of it would normally be a lot of people.
Interesting.
I'm curious though, because while we're talking about the differences between the two, like just American festivals and UK festivals, something we've never really talked about on this podcast is like the differences in like the club culture. Like what do you, in your perspective, since I assume you played at both, I've seen you play at Academy a few times over here. So like, what are some of the like biggest differences you notice between the two?
Oh, do you know what? It's one thing that I always find nice in my job is that, and being doing this for quite a long time and worldwide, is that you really get to. People find it quite interesting that the different cultures between different worlds. Yeah. Like for example, like China. I play in China. I used to play a lot in China.
Oh, really?
And like Surabaya, which is a tiny little island in Indonesia, which is like hardly anyone. Surabaya, people sit at a table, like a table club, like a Vegas thing, and they just stare at you, and no one's on the dance floor, and you play your set, and they're just like. Smoking.
Wow.
And I'm just like, am I doing the right thing? And I've done that several times.
It's like you can't even tell if they like your music or not.
So then I walk away going, I am terrible.
Well, you just got to pretend that, like, you know what? Well, obviously, if you're confident, like, like, I did good. Like,
I asked, I was like, is this normal? And they're like, yeah, this was the best night we've ever had.
Oh, let's go.
And I'm
just
like,
no emotion. They're just like, yeah, I loved it.
And China's quite similar. So China's at one point there's a lot of money in China in terms of like the clubbing scene. So people would like go and like throw their Lambo keys on the table and say, I take my car, like mad stuff.
Wow.
Spend like 100, 200k on a table.
I have heard that, yeah.
But they again would be more about the community and like kind of like would sit in tables kind of looking at each other, more about the DJing. Some clubs wouldn't be about the DJ as much, but and then there's some that are amazing. But then UK is very much the club scene is very everyone gets fucked. Like, like UK, I'll be honest with you, like
fucked up.
Yeah,
like one of the main things though is that like it's. I mean, you guys obviously go much later than us. Here we have like
it's 2 a.m.
curfews.
Yeah. So it's 18 in England. It's 18 plus, or all of UK is 18 plus. But the difference really is probably like is just maybe in the UK we would not know when to stop, and people, especially like if some of the people watching from like Glasgow and Belfast, like it's those two areas where I would play a lot, like, and the Wales is another part in the UK. Like they would just go hard, like days.
4 in the morning, 5
4 in the morning. No, that's where you start,
dude.
Bro, I get those comments all the time, bro.
No, bro. Like,
I've
been at parties like 3-4 days before, like and people just sat like owls in the corner, just like being. It's weird.
Yeah, I talked to Sam, Little Texas, about like playing DEF CON and stuff, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, the good times over there to play, like the good set times are like 4 a.m., 6 a.m." I'm like,
see, I wouldn't agree with that. I think this. I call it the zombie slot. So like when you take a closing slot, here's not too bad. Like tomorrow I'm closing, but like when it's like in the UK, if you get the 4 till 6 slot, I call it the graveyard shift.
Yeah,
and everyone's just like looks at you like a zombie because they're so fucked up. I just mean in terms of partying, like people would then like just leave the club at say 3 or 4, and then they're just probably going for like another 2 days, sat in like a kitchen with a plate, talking shit. Like, you know how it goes. Like, I mean, we've all been there. So, that's maybe that's pretty much like what it's like in the UK in terms of like the raving.
Wow,
that makes sense, because here I think we're limited to how hard we bender, because there's a lot of laws where it's like you can't purchase alcohol past 2 a.m. here in Los Angeles. I know Miami's a little bit different.
I think LA. I think when I've like experienced partying over the years, I've always like this is probably like the the craziest in terms of like parties that I've had, because
yeah.
there's always afters and afters.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
probably similar to the UK, but I was playing in I think it was Chicago or Texas or somewhere. Anyway, it wasn't the West Coast. And like halfway through partying at like 2 a.m., everyone was ordering food, and I was like, mate, if you're partying, you ain't eating. Like, you know, like there's it's very hard to do that unless you're on like shrooms or something. So
There's no appetite.
I was just confused. So like, you just know that if people are eating and then going to bed straight after, I was like, okay, maybe like that's what gave me that perception. But I think things have changed a lot. Like, I think people are still going pretty crazy and stuff. So
I eat when I party.
I do also.
But I'm not partying hard, maybe. I don't
well, it just depends what you're doing as well. Like I said, I'm not here to talk about what people should do. I'm just talking from prior experience.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
But I know the people in the UK that watch this will totally relate to like how like we are in the UK. It's very much like if you have 2 drinks, then you're basically committing to a 2-day bender. Yeah.
Wow,
Have you ever
that's
played
crazy.
a set at Berghain?
No, it's more like first of all, I don't get time off, and secondly, it's kind of like very clicky and like kind of yeah. You have to
Interesting.
like not people get refused, even like really well-known people. Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
Oh yeah, there's like half the people that go apparently get refused.
Whoa, so,
Oh yeah, wait. Are you talking about just being
Berghain.
let in,
Yeah,
into the club, right?
Yeah, not the country. Yeah, not the country.
Okay,
Yeah.
So one of my tattoo artists, she's from Berlin, and she was telling, because she goes all the time, she was like, a lot of the artists that play are just honestly local artists that get booked.
Oh yeah, like I was saying earlier, if you can have a festival or a venue that sells out in prior to having to spend money on crazy budgets and DJs, like what a business model. Like the club sells out and you're probably paying some local DJ not that much, and you're making a fortune, like profit margins, bro.
Wow.
Take notes, Nand.
Taking notes.
Taking notes. Can you tell us a little bit about this song that we're about to listen to?
Yeah, this one's with one of my friends, Paul, from Ireland, and it's basically based on a voicemail message, but it's harder than you would probably hear normally.
And you said it was in a Cali accent?
Well, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. It was a long time. It sounds a little bit like the Siri voice. It's from a AI
We'll
generator.
determine.
Can I hear your Siri? Can I hear your Cali accent?
No, I need to be like, I'll do it later when I'm in the flow.
Okay.
I'm gonna start the song now.
Sorry, yeah.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. Please record your message.
Get lost.
Put this shit louder, bro. Louder.
Go again.
Blast my eardrums. Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Please record your message.
I'm just acting composed to see like how you react. Yeah, it's like,
I'm vibing with it.
this bit's quite nice actually. It's trancey now.
Ooh.
You can already see the visuals.
Yeah.
Very like blue vortexy, like. That's so pretty.
It's a pretty melody.
Ooh.
Tickling my brain.
ADHD music.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is not available. Please record your message.
Banger.
Yeah.
DJ, bring that beat back.
Go ahead.
Please record your message.
Happy?
Please record your message.
I haven't heard that
That's
for like
so
about 6
fun.
months. That's why I was dialed in, 'cause I haven't. We did it so long ago. Yeah.
It's always
That
like
was
hearing it for
gnarly.
the first
I
time
know.
again.
That's why I was just so dialed in. Because I was
You were
trying to
like
remember.
dissecting each, like, oh, maybe I should change this.
No, we
or-
changed it. We changed the drop at the end to switch it earlier. So when he goes, bring that beat back, I totally forgot about that.
He's like, this is pretty good, actually.
Wait, who made this?
Like I told you earlier, like I actually enjoy like not listening to something for a long time. So when I hear it again, it's like enjoyable.
It's like fresh.
But yeah, so that's called. I think we're going to call it voicemail, and I think
I
it's
like
gonna-
it. Yeah.
about maybe out in 2 or 3 months. Yeah,
I think you should. I think you should call it Cali accent.
Is that Cali accent?
No, it was Siri.
It's like
It was Siri.
that is
Yeah.
Siri, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we got it on Splice or maybe one of those generators. I don't know. Though. You can like just type anything, but
Yeah.
it's a long time ago.
Imagine everyone in California starts talking like that. Please record.
It does sound
meet,
like
meet
Cali.
up with me at this place at this time, please.
I know. Well, with AI, I think it'll happen
Yeah.
sooner than later.
So I have 2 questions for you. One's a follow up. First, just based off of some past interviews that I looked at, you stated that you're rooted in trance, or no?
I would say that was my influence from as an early DJ, and I found my way through that genre, but I was never like, I was always the kid, like, if you were like a pure diehard trance fan, you would always be like, Ben Nicky ain't trance. I get it. You can clip that because that'd be a very good clickbait thing. It's very true. I'm not trance, but I have always felt like I couldn't be myself, and hence why my brand's called Misfit. I always listened to hardstyle, drum and bass as a kid. So like my first 2 records, I had vinyl. First one was a drum and bass record, and the other one was trance. But they're totally different speeds, so I couldn't mix them together because they were such different BPMs. So like when I actually got more advanced as a DJ, and obviously like 10 years later, I wanted to get out of being a trance only DJ. And people used to think that I like would represent trance, be like, I'm only trance, that this is what it is, and kind of be like a bit of a swear word in the scene. Like whereas I'm always been like, no, dude, like I am not. But I'm different, and that's why I've been successful, because I've done something that everyone else has been scared to do.
So did the Ben Nicky project start with like your version, you said, of trance, or
Yeah.
was it just?
I was on the edge. I was kind of like rock and roll, like obviously coming from like a party scene and being a little bit more outspoken when I was younger. I was quite like out there, and like rage bait and clickbait, like when you were out there, it does sell. And everyone obviously in this trance is a very kind of respected kind of scene, but everyone's also a lot of keyboard warriors. So like I was very different. So as much as like someone would be like, that's not a trance or whatever, it really like, it sounds bad, but those people made me get bigger because they were sharing stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But I've always been like, I take it as a compliment, and like I've always had my own style where I would take like that, even that track, like it's emotional, uplifting, but trance, which is like a totally different genre, but then it drops into techno, which is like, so it's I've always blended genres, and I did that with trance, and that's why I did really well. And ironically, the people that actually doubted me at the start are copying me, so good luck.
Yeah, no, I could definitely attest to that, because every single time I've seen your set, it's always been different.
Yeah, that's like, I've never been the best music producer out there, I'll openly admit that, but I have like a process to how I prepare my sets, and I want people to be like, what just happened? But
Literally me after every
I have
set.
I have a bit of a method, like the way that I prepare like intros and stuff, and it's a lot of it's like literally psychology, because I studied a bit of psychology when I was younger. So there's like certain things that you can do like in sets to create like tension or like unexpected moments, but mixing genres at the same time, which is very hard. So I don't know how much you guys know about like DJ, like how to build sets and stuff. But most people, if you go and watch your favorite DJ, will start at a slower speed, and the whole set just gets faster and faster.
Yeah, like building the anticipation and urgency.
I think it's maybe my ADHD. Like I will start very fast. It sounds like sexual. Sorry, it sounds
No,
weird.
we literally had an artist
It's
on
musical
at one
sex.
time, and the title of that is the artist. Their name's Coastal. They model their sets after orgasms.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Perfect.
yeah.
So I would start my sets pretty hard. So you get so the crowd obviously go, fucking hell, I'm staying for this set.
Yeah.
But then like the second or third song, I would go very slow. If you would just like suddenly slow a track down, it sounds shit, right? You'd be like, where's the energy gone?
Yeah.
So there's certain ways you can do it with like creating longer breakup sections and like moments and stuff. So I kind of like use the crowd reactions to like learn my algorithm. And I kind of just have this fucked up part of my brain that seems to like know when and how to do it, and it's all live. Like I don't pre-record anything like some fucking DJs back in the day. You put a mix on, like everything's live. I'll have a couple of mashups at the start maybe, but yeah, it's all like done live and just goes with the intuition of people.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's great what you're doing. It's especially like the genre blending. I feel like is something that I wish more DJs did, because I feel like that's how you get introduced into new genres. That's how you like. I mean, we were talking earlier about passing by a stage and like being like, oh, I really like that. I'm gonna go check that out. Yeah. And I feel like that is one of the ways that you kind of do it is by having those different genres.
You guys are way more open. Like,
are they not like that in the UK? Or?
Like I said, I came from probably one of the most elitist scenes there is. Like trance is very like more of an older generation. We came up through like a lot of people in the 90s to 2000s of like when things like it was at its peak, like back when Tiesto was playing like full on trance. So like that those kind of people, like they're not used to change, and but like
seems like it.
Yeah, of course, but you know,
very stingy over there.
Yeah, but
you're a hater.
Yeah.
You're a hater.
No, I'm just. How am I hating? I'm just saying they seem very stingy over there. Yeah. That's what's been told to us by multiple artists. I mean, we even had Flux Pavilion on, and he was talking about that. I think we had another artist on too. That was, I can't remember who it was, but they were talking about how, like, you know, over there it's just like you either play the one genre that you've always played, or it's like nothing. You know,
if you don't diversify in life, like it's whether if you're in the stock market or like you do crypto or like anything in life, like you diversify. Like you should always have you don't have to sell yourself out and change genres because something's popular, but like you should like I said, I was in the right place at the right time. I kind of was different, but because no one had done it before, it really helped me grow. And now like even to people that just like my trance stuff, who probably some are watching going, oh yeah, but I only like it when you play trance. So now I'll go to trance festivals and do Emotional Havoc, which is my trance alias kind of thing. So at least if you go and see me play that, you know it's going to be like 95% more like just trance. Like really, there might be a couple little twists because it's still me, right? But it's just trance. So like I'll do that for Dream State here, obviously in Cali, Transmission, A State of Trance with Armin, stuff like that. But then I'll come and like and do Wasteland. I'll play like an extreme set, which is more like hardstyle, techno, hardcore, that kind of stuff. And then my Ben Nicky sets, which will be like more main stage sets, are just it all together. So yeah, like if I say that I'm not trance and I'm playing just a Ben Nicky set or an extreme, you're not going to hear it. But if I come and play Emotional Havoc, I'm going to show respect to that genre, and I'm going to be like, do what you are expecting me to do.
Yeah,
so
that's fair enough.
You can't say you're not trance, and then if I go, well, come and watch my Emotional Havoc set, I'll go, okay, then fair enough.
Yeah.
So I kind of actually pigeonholed myself into like being a bit different, but now it's like I'm actually accepted for being different, which is cool. Like finally,
Love that for you.
So what are all the subgenres of hardstyle and like the BPM ranges of them?
It's changed. The thing is, first of all, I'm no expert in hardstyle, so I'm probably going to get like people go, oh, you're wrong about certain things, because there's like certain kick drums that have different tones and stuff, right? So like you have like raw, up tempo, which are all different speeds, early hardstyle, traditional hardstyle. I came up with early hardstyle, so like show tech, like Fuck the System, which is obviously like every techno DJ now plays it and thinks it's techno, and it's not, it's hardstyle, right? TikTok techno, we call that.
TikTok.
So you have like early hardstyle is more like you even class it as reverse bass. It's more like the kick's not as heavy, but it's more just about the offbeat bass. It's more like punchy, but it's not as like aggressive kick. And then which is like early show tech stuff. There's not much around anymore. Like you rarely hear early hardstyle, really, if I'm honest. Techno DJs seem to be doing it now more. You then have like hardstyle, which is more like yeah, I mean like anyone you would see at DEF CON really on like a main, or you know, like all the traditional like sound rush, all those kind of people that would play it more like have a hardstyle kick. And then you've got raw style, which is like obviously quite hard on the ears. You've now got these. You've got microwave kicks.
Microwave kicks.
Yeah, so it's to do with the kick drum. So there's a guy called Vertile. He makes these like ear-piercing kick drums that are really like whoa. Like they hurt your ears a little bit, but like crowds go mad.
I bet.
Yeah, and then you've got like up tempo. Up tempo. You've got hardcore. There's so many different types of like euphoric hardstyle. Which is like Wasted Penguins, like that kind of stuff.
I love Wasted Penguins.
Yeah, so it's like so many different styles of hardstyle. It can get confusing, but I know it's in America, a lot of people just use the term hardstyle, which is, I quite like that. But if you're, so in the Dutch, where hardstyle kind of really is so big, like if you get like a one word wrong about a genre, like they instantly correct you. That's why I'm saying I genuinely I'm just saying to all the Dutch crew.
I've done hardstyle videos and I've gotten comments. I'm sorry.
You just reminded me of who we talked to. You was Lil Texas actually, who is he's studied like the roots so that people cannot come after him, and then they'll come after him and he'll be like, actually this is this, and then he'll correct them. Period. And so I just think that's so funny.
People like when we like sometimes like I'll on the TikTok I'll be like Eminem, when Eminem meets techno, I know that drop is not techno to most people, and to me it's actually not, but to like the mainstream people that probably see it, they go, techno. When people in the comments go like, mate, you do realize it's not techno, I'm like, dude, this is my job, do you think I don't know?
You're baiting them.
Reverse psychology,
that comment has got me more engagement, and my reels that's doubled in like 2 seconds.
That's so funny.
So if I put like I don't know Travis Scott and trance together, whatever, it's a remix, and it's not trance, it's say like really commercial. That's not trance, mate, you don't know what you're on about. But I know exactly what they're gonna say.
Yeah,
I just bait people now.
I totally get what you're saying.
He's a mastermind.
I like the psychology of like how people think and stuff. So you just don't take anything to heart in this scene. Like if you're crushing it and you got good people around you, a good team, and like if someone doesn't like a certain genre that you posted, I just laugh and go, cheers, bro, but you just got me more views. So sweet.
Let's go. Wise words.
Period.
Honestly, that reminds me of when we made those videos about funk and like had comments about funk.
Oh yeah,
funk, and then like
the funk, the actual funk crowd,
the funk
like
community?
came
What is that?
God.
Can you explain? I need to learn. Like, is this a genre?
We'll play some in the.
Mickie has more information on
this. It's a genre. Oh shoot! I lost all.
You're not gonna get cancelled. Just say what you need to say.
It's a EDM genre that's popping up now, but funk originally was like a lo-fi hip hop like type of genre, but then now people are starting to use it in like EDM, like runways or like
it's
drifting
like
cars,
faster, like Tokyo Drift music.
It's associated with the cowbell a lot.
The Tokyo Drift stuff is like the new age funk, where the people who
have you got an example of it here?
Yeah, here. Well, actually, you know what? We'll play it on the bonus because we don't want to get copyrighted. But there's an artist he called Cordell, who's like really known for that like genre. They're like people in the actual like original funk community were like, oh, you guys should be calling this like drift or something like that. But the thing with that is that no one, it does sound cool, but the thing is it had already been like established as funk, and like even Spotify was like putting playlists that would say funk.
I was like so prepared that day because I'm like, I did my research, I know what funk is.
Oh, and they were relentless. They came after us, bro.
Oh, and then what's worse is there's funk with the P and there's funk with the F, and then there's Brazilian funk. So it's either funk or
but it's all subjective, right? Like they said about hardstyle, like you could give it, there's so many different subgenres of it, but it's all subjective. I think as long as you've got like, if someone puts a video up, you were saying earlier on about like the hardstyle videos that come up, like doing a muzz dance or like teaching someone, trying to be like really like educational and like helping other people, and someone goes, well, that's not even hardstyle, that's this, like it's like, what's the point of that? So it's just like everyone is like not heard feels like they're not heard in the world now, so everyone would always make a comment to try and get heard because it's insecurity. So like when that happens, just like go, mate, it's just take it with positivity in it.
It's like the human instinct to like want to classify every single thing too. I think it's just like it just I guess maybe just to make it easier for them to like group it with, but it's like you said, everything is subjective.
And education as well. Like obviously I was saying like early hardstyle, like a lot of people wouldn't realize that early hardstyle is basically what these new TikTok techno DJs are making. But these new techno DJs might not even have ever been alive when that genre was around. So they might not even know. So you just got to like, education is everything, but also just be open to like, just to learn new things. And if you're wrong, then it's not a big deal. Who cares?
Yeah. Powerful mindset right there.
I know I'm in my inspirational era right now.
Let's go. Well, like
I'll be selling PDF plans after this show. $20 a month. Learn how to get genres right.
Comment the word learn, and then he'll send you an automatic DM.
I'm still learning.
I do know also like people want to categorize things because they want to create groups that they can connect with. Like think about it. Like go to like school, like in college, high school, what have you. People are always trying to find networks and groups that they can connect with.
Frats,
like clubs,
misfits.
Misfits, exactly. So like it's the same thing with music.
That's a genre.
Like, if we can classify this particular sound or niche that I enjoy, then I can find others who you know, who enjoy it just as much as I do, versus like, okay, all of music is the same. How do I connect with everyone who listens to music? It's not
That's
specific
fair.
enough.
Fair. Yeah, I agree with that.
Fair. Yeah. Well, on like the whole mindset stuff, it was Armin van Buuren who praised you for being one of the hardest working artists. What do you think that what is it about your work ethic gains you this recognition?
I mean, that was back when I was releasing a lot more music, and I was like really like grinding from being like a DJ who was like a warm up, playing for free, you know, like 15 years ago, 14 years ago. Like, but I would just go to a lot of shows and just like, I was very good at networking when I first started, but I didn't have any help. So I was just very persistent. And yeah, some people like Armin and that at the start of my career were actually really helpful. Like they promote my music. I did remixes for them. They booked me to play their shows. So, I think there's a lot of DJs, like you can see when someone's hardworking. It doesn't mean that they're hardworking in a certain aspect. It just means they're hardworking to get where they want to get to, without like relying on other people to help them. So I appreciate that. I think, and Diplo said something similar when I was doing something for that show. But yeah, like work ethic is everything. And like you're not going to get famous overnight. Like there's a few people that have a hit and suddenly get big, but like to have longevity in this industry, you can be big. Anyone can get a chart hit. It's not that hard, really, if you really find a great songwriter or something. But to have longevity in a scene and establish yourself as an icon is a hard thing to do, and you've got to be individual. And look at people like Carl Cox is still going, and all these legends are still going. But there's some DJs that have like a chart hit in the UK and they're forgotten about it within a month.
Yeah,
It needs substance.
I think persistence is like you touched on that. I think that's a huge factor as well, because especially like in this industry, it's like I think a lot of people and especially with the age that we live in now, where like people have people have small attention spans, and so it's like I feel like there's so many people that just give up after, like, you know, maybe they do have like one hit and then they try a couple of times but then it doesn't work, you know.
Seen it happen a lot, and luckily I kind of got through the little hole like just in the right time for like you said, when trance was kind of like a bit of a, not a stale point, but there wasn't really anything new. By me being a bit different and kind of standing out, as much as, you know, a few percent of people, maybe 10, 20, 30, whatever percent of people like said that's not trance, it really helped me like stand out a lot more. If I was to do it now in the way that the scene is in general, I probably wouldn't be sat here now. Like I was in the right place at the right time and utilized my inner business mind, I guess, as well as being, I would class myself as a good DJ, but I had that like inner awareness of how to motivate myself and how to get there, which some people don't.
Yourself. Yeah,
it's also how you responded, because someone could have taken that comment and let it, you know, be a limitation and limit them from really.
I doubled down on it.
Exactly, which is like you tapped into that drive, into that passion, and it fueled you, you know, to just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do.
A lot of DJs have managers as well, so like obviously I have a really good team around me, but like management is something quite early on, and they can't. If you have management, not only do they take a lot of your money, which is probably obviously in their interest, but they kind of mold you into decisions and things that you do to try and like pave the way for you. But sometimes these managers are looking after number 10 people, they have no clue. So everything that I did, apart from having an amazing agent who is still my agent to this day, who does my bookings, like all of this, even my social media, even till now, I have a few people that help me with like my adverts that like promote a show or whatever, but it's all me. Like when I respond, it's always me. So I've learned like what my selling point is, and I've like done all my own social media the whole time, my branding, my nights, my lineups. I'm very involved with the DJs on my lineup.
Wow.
So yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's if you're close to your community and you know what they want, you're going to do better than if someone goes, oh, you should play Seattle next week and we'll do it all for you, and they might not know that you were there like 4 weeks before and you're overselling or whatever. So you just got to have like a good strategy as well, as, you know, on top of having a bit of raw talent as well, I guess.
And your heart and soul involved.
It sounds like you have a lot of like hands-on with your
oh
brand.
Yeah, I
and
run
everything.
my whole business pretty much. I have like people that help me with like, you know, my artwork, or you know, like I said, I press. Like what's the reason why we're here today? Obviously through connections that we know, and a couple of amazing agents. But when it comes to the actual like creation and like how I run my business and who I work with, that's all down to me. Yeah.
So MISFITS, like the Facebook page are you still running that?
Yeah.
And
I have one guy, shout out Brad, that helps me run it.
Shout out Brad.
Yeah, Brad. And but again, like I look after my own. Like I will. He's also like an upcoming DJ, so I put him on all our Misfit events. So like kind of support, so and like the upcoming Misfit show we've got in Swansea. Like rather than just like putting a big lineup on, I now give 3 of the slots to other Misfit DJs. So I let them
Wow.
enter. So they submit a mix.
That's
And
so cool.
I choose 3 members, and they get to play before me, which I think if they're a fan is a big thing. So
Yeah, that's
Are you kidding me?
huge. That's
So I was
really,
like,
really cool.
yeah,
It's like in a way,
gratitude.
I'm opening for Ben Nicky. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
I'm
even doing it for the ego style. It's more just like I want to give back to fans.
Yeah.
If someone's
Yeah.
paid like, if someone's spent like, I don't know, $200-$300 over the year on tickets for me, like obviously that helps me financially in my career and my worth. So like, why not give someone something back to
I
help?
love
you know?
100%.
that.
And that's like opportunity that you're offering them, where it's like a whole career literally
Yeah.
can be in their lap if if they
Yeah,
keep
yeah, and it
pushing.
has happened. There's been several DJs that have got more bookings from it and moved on. But yeah, there's a lot of DJs out there that obviously don't run their socials, which is not a problem. But I just don't think that a lot of fans realize like there's some people that are quite personable, and like I like look at a lot of stuff, and there's some people that don't even touch their phone because again, some people take priority as more of studio is more of a priority, so they would be haven't got time for social media or whatever. So it's the balance, but it's nice to be personable. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Real quick, can you explain what the Misfit page is?
Yes, if you go on Facebook and type in official Ben Nicky Misfits group, it will come up. So it's a group within Facebook. We've got like on my socials, I think we've got a couple mil in terms of like
Wow.
total, but on actual Misfit, I think we've got nearly 30,000 like more like VIP dedicated members.
Wow.
And it started originally as a Warzone group for Call of
Sick.
Duty with fans
That's crazy.
during lockdown. And then after a while, I was like, "Do you know what? I'm going to make this into a group." So there's 30,000. So if you want to join it on Facebook, it's official Ben Nicky Misfits group. And it's crazy. Our community, like if you go to any festival, is like bigger than, I would say, like number one, definitely in the UK, number one raving community in our genre by a long way.
Wow.
And maybe in the
Hell
world.
yeah.
I would say maybe in the world for that and like the multi-genre hard dance trance thing. But then also, if you want to go onto Instagram and just go on my Instagram, you'll see that my group is on my bio. You can click Misfit Ravers and you can join there as well. Yeah. But I'm trying to harness it an easier way to get everyone in. So maybe I'll do a Discord or something eventually. But
Discord, I think, is the best way.
UK
Yeah,
is
I
not
agree.
a big thing unless you're into like
Really?
gaming. Like my friends don't use Discord, so I'm trying to keep it simple.
How about
right
like
now.
email marketing? Do you tap into
It goes
that?
into spam
That's
accounts.
true.
Oh. Even text message marketing?
Or if you text people in the UK, they would they'd never follow you again.
Whoa,
It's intrusive.
No way.
Imagine me saying, "Hey, do you want to buy my new flag?" And like text your phone. I don't know. It's quite intrusive in the UK.
Yeah,
to
I'm
text.
really
here it's
getting
so
that
different.
impression of like
Interesting.
closed off versus
Well,
open-minded.
like the devil's advocate, American culture is very commercialized, so it's like
Oh, I think
are
I
invasive.
think so. I think if we start pushing Misfit here, which we haven't yet, and I believe in the community so much, and the people are amazing. I truly believe that Misfit could be so much bigger in America because
Yeah.
I think Ben Nicky, like obviously it's sold out Palladium and playing these main stages and stuff now, but I want Misfit to be bigger than me, and I want to
Yeah.
make it about the ravers, and I want to bring all like the BassCon, Dream State, and all those guys all into Misfit as well, and like do that. So that's the goal is to make Misfit like a super brand here as
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
because America's so huge. You said, so
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
we're
do it.
missing out. Yeah.
And,
And-
we're down to spend money. Sorry.
I don't care too much about that now. I'm set for life, but it's more just yeah.
If you're watching this right now, go and check out the page.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
Is the goal to make it like it's already a community. It's already a strong
People
fan
literally
base.
will come in our group and go, "I've got a ticket for Tomorrowland. I can't go. Who wants it?" And they'll give each other free stuff to help each other.
That's crazy.
Or I am going. I know this doesn't sound safe, but it's not bad. But they'll go into the room and be like, "I'm going to this show alone, and and my friends aren't going. Is there anyone that can like give me a lift or whatever?" Obviously, like take that. Try and think about safety. We try to
Yeah.
make sure there's
Yeah.
no weird people on the page, but like there's people that will like. They'll share rides together.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we do Misfit meetups where they meet up before and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't have to even run that side of it because
Yeah,
they're creating new friends.
Yeah.
So it's more like a friend page in a way.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
huge French
Uh,
page.
Yeah, so if you
Beautiful.
want friends, then join. Yeah.
Even though like Discord's not used much over there, dude.
It's
literally
here.
everything you just said is exactly what Discord
Yeah,
is
that's
used
why
for.
I opened up or help open up like House of Plur, which is like a Discord for ravers. So if you're like alone, you have friends to go with, and we meet up each other at festivals.
There's
Maybe we should
people
lock
in
you in
that
with
group
Misfit.
We
like,
should do
like
Misfit meetups.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have talking to someone who works in a lot of other DJs over here, and in terms of meetups, and we were talking about Misfit, and he's a massive fan in the group. So I'm thinking of having someone over here that helps run the American side of it,
Yes.
like Brad does for the UK side. And yeah, that would be really cool. Because
Definitely Discord.
like I said, is like Misfit is huge in the UK. And obviously Ben Nicky as a DJ, I'm playing everywhere around the world at a big level, but I want Misfit to be equally as big worldwide. Yeah.
Love that.
It will be. Just
It will be. It will be.
I've got to lock in, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the people want to know.
People.
Do they want to know? People want to know.
By people, she means her.
No, this isn't my question. This is Devin's question, actually.
What?
What is your most painful? I don't like when people ask me this question. I'm like, what the fuck? But whatever. What is
way to just sell me out.
Yes.
What is the most painful tattoo that you had? And then I want to follow up the longest tattoo that you've had.
Oh, but even though like my whole body's pretty much covered, like
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
actually the biggest pussy when it comes to tattoos. You wouldn't think it.
Interesting.
I'll do like 2-3 hours max, and I'm out.
Really?
So it's been a lot of sessions. Yeah.
You've never had like a 6-hour session?
No.
Whoa.
So what's the longest session?
Probably like my back's a really good piece, actually the best piece, ironically. But that took like a long time. But like my artist is my friend, and I said, what is the minimal amount of work to make this tattoo look best? And we did it in like 2 or 3 days. But like it was. Yeah, I did have a couple painkillers. I'm not gonna lie, but
Wait, but doesn't that hurt more when you wait a day because now you have a
well,
fresh wound?
it wasn't every day. He was doing different parts of my back. Yeah, and then the white lines, which is the bit that hurts the most, he would do like a few weeks later. Yeah.
Doesn't painkillers like thin your blood or?
Yeah, I
something?
wouldn't advise it. Like I said, anything I'm saying is like totally stupid.
I heard there's numbing cream.
Yeah, they don't work.
They don't work.
I've used
No.
I have used numbing cream a few times, but it wears off sometimes halfway through.
Yeah, it's
I've
not.
got a Bob Marley portrait on my leg, which my friend Ron in Sydney did, and it stayed numb for 3 hours, and that was amazing. I wish I could do that all the time. But I would say rib by far is most painful, and girls always seem to have it first on their ribs. So I'm like, how?
Yeah, that
You're
was me.
pain-
That's actually what
This
I've
was my
noticed.
first one up here. Yeah.
dude. Like,
But I was going through it. I was.
yeah. And,
That's what we were going to tie
She
this
was like, I
question
needed the
to.
pain.
That's what we were going to tie this question to, because we were like just joking about how like, oh, you know, like someone with a lot of tattoos probably been through like some shit.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
no.
that's a generalization, but it's
No, I live in the middle of nowhere with sheep around me and cows, and I'm just a bit of a farmer. So I've not really been through much shit apart from probably cow shit. So yeah, I haven't really.
Interesting.
These aren't gang tattoos or
yeah,
prison.
no, yeah.
But I would say as well is the fingertips is very bad.
Oh.
So if you pinch, have any of you got anything? If you pinch the skin like under where your fingernail is, I think how horrible
I
that
have it
is.
something like a little right here.
Yeah,
but
I mean the top one. So like like the skin under your fingertips is like very sensitive. So up there was horrible.
yeah.
But yeah, ribs number one.
Which was your favorite piece?
My neck, because we did that on my mum and dad's couch upside down. That sounds again sexual. It's not. It was
Interesting.
my mum and dad's couch has never been violated, but it was that one time. My friend was upside, and he kept it so straight. But yeah, he just did it upside down, and because that was the only angle he'd get to my neck properly.
Yeah.
And there was like no sanitization or.
Wait,
proper-
what do you mean? Like it can't get to the angle properly? Like what
No,
part?
like he just couldn't, because it was like a awkward place to tattoo. So like I had to like lie down somewhere backwards. So I
Oh,
kind of
and
like
if he was kind of
Okay.
on
if there was
top.
a chair, he couldn't look at see it. So he kind of could see my neck straight.
How'd that feel?
Like
in
you
your-
didn't have like a table and everything. It was just like in the living room.
I don't know how. Do you know what? For some reason, the voice box hurt.
I was literally
Because
just about to
oh.
ask. I'm like, your Adam's apple. How did
Yeah,
that-
Adam's apple was weird, but
I
it's like
bet.
imagine like a really strange vibration feeling, but like it's painful, but it's strange. I don't know. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
You're like more enamored by it being strange than focusing on it
Yeah,
being
if I
painful.
could go back, I'd start again, because I like always change like tattoos that I like and stuff. But and like once you've got them, it's like you can't do anything right apart from laser them. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, do you like is each tattoo like thought out, or do you
Yeah.
do you
No.
get tattoos because like
Oh, each
the look or
tattoo
both?
has a meaning, or roughly. That's probably a lie because some are terrible. But I this is a true story. I've never planned a tattoo. I literally choose when I get there, which is
Interesting.
mad.
That is mad.
Because otherwise
yeah.
I procrastinate and think too much. So I was like, "Do you know what? I'm very spontaneous, impulsive.
That's fair though.
Hell,
That's
okay.
so fair, because it took me to get my first tattoo, which is right here. I got this in June. It took me like 2-3 years before I finally pulled the trigger on it. And
so
then
how are you
this-
going to get a full body if you?
Yeah, and then this one I got in January,
Sick.
and even that one I like waited on. Like I wanted to get it earlier, maybe like 3 months after I got this one, and I waited until January.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
Some people
Yeah.
just want like a couple that like are meaningful, and so that's different. That's totally you take your time.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to be covered when I was, because when I started getting tattooed, it wasn't. It was like the David Beckham era when everyone, like, no one really had tattoos. So like, I just wanted to be covered as quick as possible. And then you go, oh, no space, and I want to change the design. So,
Do you have any space left? Like,
a few more on my ribs. So I said it hurt. One pretty much. It's not on me, right? But like. Under my lower abs, like where your white lines are. What I don't know what that name is. Anyway, he started it, and halfway through I tapped out. So I've actually got half a V there. So that's still there.
Okay.
Obviously, no one's ever seen that ever in my whole existence.
Okay.
But yeah.
And you won't see it. On
no,
this.
yeah, no one. Yeah, I'm just being in a sheltered life in my mum's bedroom.
Sheltered life.
Unless on the Patreon.
$5 a month. You wouldn't want to. But yeah, that's
Misfit OF.
I like Misfit OF. There's certain like I like Peggy Goo style because she has those little mini sticker ones. So I'd probably change, but. Hey, yes, you wouldn't be individual, would you, if you picked someone else?
Yeah, that blows my mind that you just like pick when you're there. Because for me, I study. I look for the artists that I'm like, okay, you're coming from this place. You're coming from Thailand. Okay, I'm gonna book with you in advance. But like, it's because I get like kind of like abstract pieces, so I want to make sure that like the artist is gonna draw it on the right way.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. I think if I wasn't in this job, I'd probably have the same thing. But I just travel so much and meet new artists and.
That's cool.
Wanted to have be tattooed as part of my brand because my dad was in a rock and roll, not a very famous band, but quite well known band in the UK back in the day, and he was in like a rock influence. So when I was like this in the trance scene and standing out and being a bit of a different DJ, I wanted to have the tattoos quicker so that I was doubling down on my brand quickly.
Period. Okay, I get it. Yeah,
so it worked.
Love that.
It worked.
Yeah. How have you felt that? We're kind of going to switch gears a little bit because we're talking about the whole brand. How has TikTok affected your career?
I don't think TikTok hasn't done really much, even though I get really good interaction. But social media for me, again, actually, this is something that I didn't really touch on. But like that for me, again, I started recording. My agent used to come with me to gigs and film me playing drops, like 20-second clips of like. Of that style I told you about, like it was like trance, but then it would be like a mashup I've made where it drops heavy. Mm-hmm. So it would be like when Above and Beyond gets dirty would be like the caption, right? And obviously it would be an Above and Beyond well-known track like Sun and Moon, and then it would be a crazy drop that I've like edited or like then a mashup I've done on my computer. So I would then film me playing it at a show, put it on my Facebook for like 30 seconds, so because obviously the attention span's low.
Yeah.
And this is like 12 years ago. And I'm not joking. Every time I put one up, it got like 2 million views. Every time. And my page only had like 300K subs. So I was doing maybe less, like 50,000. Yeah. But I was doing millions. And I think over the period of like 2 years, I was getting like hundreds of millions of views from my DJing. And no one had done that with social media yet. So I was like really getting like, people are like seeing me on their timeline, millions of people DJing. So they go, oh, who's this kid, Ben Nicky? Rather than a viral TikTok that's got like you doing a dance. No one really cares about it, but they're seeing my visual job.
Yeah.
So
okay, got it.
And then I started selling out everywhere from that.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I think we asked that question because there are a couple tracks that you have that have like that virality on TikTok.
We Come One.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
that was a trend on TikTok when it first started. But yeah, like I was again at the edge of something when it started being popular. And those drop videos, like I think the only person that started doing them quite soon after was Timmy Trumpet, but obviously he's not in my scene. But like, there was no one like doing these drop videos. And then about 5 years later, everyone started doing it.
Yeah.
So now I actually don't post much because like that got me to where I am now. And from this summer, I'm actually going to start daily vlogging and doing
content creator.
I'm not even like I am a failed YouTuber, and that's something I've always wanted to do.
Hey, you know what? If Fisher can do it, then like I think.
Wait, Fisher's doing
Fisher does it?
Are you kidding me? Fisher's vlogs are so funny. You should check them out.
I need to check them out.
Honestly,
follow the fish.
Okay.
Honestly, I definitely know that's like the wave too, because like I mean, even being on here, like we're creating more of a connection with your audience, giving more of a personality.
I'm very private, even though I like talk very openly, like on social media. I don't really I wouldn't post my family or any of my relationships or anything. So I'm quite a private person. But then like all my friends say to me, and even like people that work for me, they're like, dude, but like especially when I'm here with my accent, they're like, dude, but you've got a bit of charisma about you, and you're like you have a
Yeah.
laugh.
You
and-
definitely do.
No, because
Yeah,
when
but you
we
can't
were
big yourself up and say I'm funny. But
yeah, no. When we were like researching, because we research all of our artists before they come on, but we were like watching videos of you in a past podcast, and we're like, yo, he's funny.
Yeah, but I just don't know. I think when you're younger, you want to like be someone, right? So you try and like big yourself up. But when you actually get there, like you try and go the opposite, and then you want to try and stay humble, right? So, yeah, I think that kind of world I want to get into. And my friend Vic, who's part of the Sidemen, who are the #1 YouTubers in the UK by a long way. KSI, who owns Prime.
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Paul. So, he was like teaching me. Well, I say teaching me. He was like telling me stuff about how it works and like how what kind of videos and content is good. So I kind of want to just delve into that, even if it doesn't pop off. I want to try and convert some of my audience into knowing more about me, and rather than just being a drop video.
Yeah, 100%.
And if I can go viral with drop videos, and I've got all these crazy things at home that I'm doing that I don't post about, just think how much of a community I can build with that.
Yeah,
audience.
dude, 100%.
And people
And-
like love seeing like life of a DJ vlogs and stuff.
Yeah, it's like, I know it sounds mad, like, but and you go out and buy, like, I got a new G-Wagon the other week. I was like, if I film that, it looks so cool. But I was like, do you know what? Like, that's to me, I don't like showing off much. So I put like a little picture when I got it wrapped or something on my car, on my story. But then I've built a beautiful home. Like
Oh, I saw that. It looks pretty.
Yeah, so I just put one picture up of like the before and after, because we built land and then built like 7-8 acre plot of like dream home for anyone. It's insane. But like I would never sit at home and put pictures of that up.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I know that would get clicks.
Yeah.
Like I built my dream home caption video, like I've never done that because of like privacy and stuff. So I want to go into YouTube, but without being as clickbaity, like cringe, which is hard.
But it's definitely doable, because like if you go in that route of like vlogging and you just give your own personality, your own way of like having a conversation, you don't have to like strut, you don't have to like, you can still be private.
Yeah.
Because like even having you on and just how funny you are and just the charisma you have, like I still don't know all that much about your personal life, so you're still being private, but like I'm entertained.
I would, and I would say like you could totally use it as like a platform to practice like some of those other things. Like if it was me, like I would just use it as a platform to like improve my joke telling or like improve my storytelling. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you look at it that way, rather than like, oh, this has to be about my personal life or whatever, I think that's a good way to like build that, what do I say? Like
a connection, really.
Yeah. And it's like, you're building that community of people who know you in that way. And then on top of that, you're also practicing like those skills for yourself as well. And so I think all of that builds together to like form your charisma, so.
Yeah. No, so look out.
Well, thanks for sharing. We have more questions from the fans who want to learn a little bit more about you. So we're going to pull up those questions right now.
Yeah, I'll start if that's
go
cool.
Ahead and start. Go ahead.
Lynn Eats Faux asks, what inspired you to make trance and your thoughts on the future of it?
I think for most people it was nostalgic. So like we there was a movie in the UK called Kevin and Perry. If you haven't watched it, I'm not sure if you're not British, you might not understand the humor. There's one called Human Traffic that is about like 90s raves and warehouses where people do pills for the first time.
Interesting name.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with anything like that. Yeah, this is in like probably the late 90s. That movie like got us all into clubbing. So yeah, that got me into trance, and the theme tune for those movies was all trance records when they were hot. The future of it, I don't know. Like I said, I think I used that as a platform to propel me into a new world, which was really, really cool. I'll never ever hate on trance because I'm still part of it in a way at times. And as much as I've never been like I've never really fit in. Obviously been a misfit, which is a very fitting, the brand makes sense now, right?
Yeah.
I'll always respect the people that help me in that scene, because there's some amazing people and DJs that help me along my way. But I think that's why people, it can be a bit poisonous sometimes in trance elitist world, is that a lot of them don't feel like they're heard. And I think a lot of people are taking glory for a genre they feel was theirs. So I get that personally, but I'm just sort of person that I'll just go and fix that and make my own thing without having to worry about other people. So I can see that's why Armin does like back-to-backs with so many other DJs and other genres, is to try and like tap into those new worlds as well and stay the GOAT at the top of that world, And I get it, because I know Armin pretty well, and he's a smart guy, but also like a nice lad as well. So I think if you just stay where you are, you have to evolve, right?
Yeah.
But you can see why trance people do get a little bit frustrated, because they just feel like if you're not following the old ways, there's loads of newcomers in the UK that are like really young that just are calling themselves trance DJs, and they might be, but it's not what they would class as trance. So there's a bit of a
That makes sense.
I stay out of all that as much as I probably get brought up at times. I stay out of it and just
Good
do my
for
thing.
you.
Yeah.
It's like DMB, how like the old like jungle community when it comes to like dance floor DMB or like the new version of like DMB that's
I would say like
popularized in
Headex was
America.
like has done what I kind of did in trance.
Yeah,
He's like,
okay, I can see that.
So he's on like he'll be like the commercial, like make like memes, do like mad edits. Whereas like someone like Andy C, who's an absolute legend, who I kind of grew up with, would be like a most credible drum and bass DJ ever.
True.
So like Headex is more like on that virality.
Yeah.
On social media, and use that to his advantage, and I can get that.
I can see that. I can see
Yeah,
that.
so I was like I kind of like that, but for a different world, so to speak.
yeah.
But like Subfocus, like all that kind of world, Dimension. I've done a bit with him. He's a legend.
Epic.
That he again,
We had the
Dimension.
remix. Of
Yeah, DJ Turn It Up. That was one of my highest streaming remixes, actually.
Fire remix.
And that is again, that's just it's a DMB track, and I literally changed the beat so it's 4 beats instead of off. You take 2 out on drum and bass, so it's kind of now a 4x4, and that's the kind of style that's hot. But you can, like they're changing things up too in DMB now. As
I love it. Love it. I love all of it. Next
Mickie?
question.
Oh,
I got
you want to go?
I got one. This is from Christian95. If you had the option to pick any set time, what would it be and why?
Oh, I'm really funny with this. And me and my agent are like, literally, you wouldn't believe how much goes into this kind of stuff. First of all, it depends when you get offered. Because like EDC, for example, like I'm playing main this year. Of course, I'd want to play main at like peak at 12 or 1.
Yeah.
But I think I'm playing at 9. But it's just, I can't go, no, I'm not playing. Like they'll go, well, I've got Tiesto, mate, no problem. But no, if it's a headline show, normally like 12 till 1:30. I don't like closing. The obvious reasons I said earlier, the graveyard slot. People don't remember it.
The meme.
But at festivals, I'm quite alternative. At festivals, like I know I'm closing tomorrow at Beyond, but I wouldn't have chosen that. But they said that I had to close. I would like to. I think if it's say, what time is EDC open or Beyond? Like 6?
Beyond's
open at 3.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it starts at 3
And it ends at 2.
and it ends
Yeah.
at 2. For me, you're gonna go on at 8. If I could choose, because. Long as the production is the same and the volume, because people don't realize is like as the headliners get better lasers, volume. So sometimes people think the warm up DJs are crap, but it's because they've got like half volume. So of course it's gonna sound.
Yeah.
So as long as you're getting the same as everyone else and you're like one of the headliners, 8 and 9, everyone is still fresh. They're still they might hear a genre for the first time and go, oh, like it's new. If you close, you've probably heard the same song 20 times that night.
That's fair. That's
No,
totally
So
fair.
it's like there's like a science to this stuff. You got to like kind of like choose the right moment of when something might be new.
Yeah. Damn, it's almost like you've been doing this for a really long time.
It's almost like you have a formula.
Everyone thinks closing's the best. I think closing is good for as a raver, but as a DJ, I think if you want to stand out, closing's one of the worst slots. Yeah, unless it's
because
Tomorrowland.
if you also think about it too, everyone's kind of tired by then.
Yeah, tired. People
A lot
might
of people
leave 10
leave.
minutes earlier to
Yeah.
get a taxi. They might have heard the same song like 3 or 4 times from other artists. So I just think like having a few slots before is key. So that's my personal opinion.
Period. All right, another one from _Christian95. He said, "Huge fan.
Thank you.
Who did you first live to when you first started DJing?"
Above and Beyond, Eddie Halliwell, who's in the UK DJ, was really big back then.
You said Porter and Zed.
Porter and Zed maybe 2 or 3 years in. Andy C, who's that drum and bass DJ I told you about, which probably makes sense to why my genres are all over the place. Armin, I don't know, it was really Above and Beyond Armin, and then like, there's a guy called Judge Jules, who's like a legend in the UK. He had the biggest radio show. Like you have Sirius here, we have BBC Radio 1, and he had the biggest show that everyone listened to. So, and most of those guys in that list have all become good friends, apart from Porter. Like reach out, DM me. Yeah, he's obviously a very private guy. Yeah,
Porter, slide in his
I am a
DMs.
fanboy.
If you're watching this,
Slide in
Porter,
his DMs.
hit us up too while you're at it. Okay.
I was ironically the first, like I said, all the mashups I make on airplanes every week. The first mashup I did was Language, and that was the biggest one I did.
Iconic.
I called it the Ben Nicky Headfuck. That was my old brand
Oh wow!
before Misfit, because it was, but you can't swear, so I changed it to Misfit.
But you can't swear. That's
funny.
why.
Yeah, so the
Yeah,
Headfuck.
Misfit is a little more brand friendly.
But yeah, so that went really viral. That's what got me big. In that kind of like in that whole mashup being different thing. And about 2 years ago at Creamfields, I do my own arena now, and I'm lucky to we do a Misfit arena at Creamfields, which is which is like a 10,000-15,000 capacity arena. and I was in the I would say a lift. You say elevator. I say lift. I was in the lift.
Okay.
And I was pretty faded. This is like when I was drinking a lot more and partying way more. And I opened my eyes and Port Robinson's opposite me in the elevator, and I'm like, obviously I've met every DJ in the world pretty much, and I've got a lot of mates that are famous outside of music, and I don't get starstruck or anything really. But he's like the only person I was just like, oh my God, I'm fanboying. And I didn't say anything.
You deserve that, really.
I didn't even say a word. We didn't talk to each other. We said nothing.
You just stared at him?
He had DM'd me once years ago to get that language remix. And I think he defollowed me straight away after once he got it. Like, seriously. Yeah. I was like, I just said nothing. And I'm normally quite confident. But I was like,
starstruck.
Yeah. But that was back when he was doing like Worlds. Was it Worlds?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like Sad Machine and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like in his, he hasn't released as much music recently that I would have listened to, but like that era, like for me, like Porter was a goat, man.
Yeah. Well, it's cool that like some of the DJs that you look up to, they ended up bringing you on and like even hyping you up. That's awesome.
Like obviously like Above and Beyond, I've released on Anjuna, and I'm very good friends with Jono, who's in Above and Beyond. Armin, obviously good friends with Armin, and done remixes for him, collaborations, working on loads of tracks actually with him right now. Eddie Halliwell back in the UK, worked with him loads of times, played shows with him, meet him all the time when we're on tour together in like some UK stuff. Judge Jules, actually, believe it or not, it's a true story, has become a lawyer. He always was a lawyer, and that's why his name was Judge Jules.
That's funny.
Yeah, and he actually is one of the biggest music lawyers in the industry now. So all my music deals he does for me now. So it's my idol actually works for me, which is mad.
That's so
actually
funny.
really cool.
Well, on this high note, I think we should end off the episode with some more music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'll give you another one. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I forgot about that. Yeah. This is Forever Young, and I did it with Hixie, who's a UK hardcore legend. Actually, it doesn't get enough recognition in America, but Hixie's a legend, and it was with him I did it.
Sick.
Fire. Let's hear it.
Oh, good timing. You started right it should be. That was a good guess.
Let's dance in style. Let's dance for a while.
Ooh.
Heaven can wait. We're only watching the sky.
I like that.
Oh, I like the vocals.
Becky
I really
Hill.
like
Becky
the
Hill.
vocals.
Huh?
It's Becky Hill.
Really?
Let us die young, but let us live forever. We don't have the power, but we never say never. Sitting in a sandpit, life is a short trip. The music's for the sad man. Can you imagine when this race is won? Turn our golden faces into the sun. Praising our leaders, we're getting in tune. The music's played by the madman. Forever young, I wanna be forever young.
That bit always turned down so everyone sings it.
Do you really wanna live
The nostalgia that I'm feeling.
Never and ever, forever young. I wanna be forever young.
Final song, I always play this one, yeah.
Do you really wanna live forever and ever, forever young?
Oh yeah.
Happy tune.
Yeah. Instant serotonin.
Literally.
This is something I would listen to at the gym.
Forever young. Do you really wanna live forever? Forever young.
I love the fireworks and the lasers all go crazy. Everyone loves it.
Just in the gym, PRing.
Muzz. You gotta do a Muzz, remember?
Yes.
Yeah, that's about it. There's a second drop, but that's like the same.
Ooh.
Then I would fade out there normally and it would end.
Yo,
Let's
Becky
go.
Hill.
I
Killed
love
it.
Becky Hill, man. What a collab. Have you guys ever collabed before?
Yeah. So she I'll turn it off. Should I turn it off? Sorry. She did a track called Disconnect in the UK with Chase and Status.
Oh, you did a remix, right?
Yeah, I remixed that. And she is, I don't know if they're married now. She's engaged, or they might be married now, with one of my really close friends. Yeah. Charlie, who was very part of the hard trance scene in the UK. So they're literally together. So it's like
So cute.
yeah. So I met Becky through him, really. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Period.
And she's like a hit goddess. Like she
yeah.
every track is like
Yep.
top 10,
Yeah,
top
she's
5,
great.
number
Yeah,
1.
right? Yeah.
And she writes for loads of big artists. Like she's huge. Yeah.
Yeah. She's an icon.
Yeah. Is she big here now? She's getting a bit bigger here, right? I think.
No, she hits the charts in the UK, I know.
But not. Does she do much in the US?
I'm not sure.
I've seen
I don't know.
her name.
I know her name,
on a bunch of tracks before.
But in terms of like hitting the top charts, I think it's more.
She does loads with like Greta and stuff though. So there probably have been a few, but you're just like, she does so many big ones. Yeah.
I bet. Yeah, I bet. Well, that is all we have time for today. Thank you so much for coming and for being on here,
thanks for
sharing
having
your
me.
story and music.
Appreciate it.
Do you want to let everyone know what you have coming up, like releases and show wise?
If I'm honest, it's so like I'm DJing every week, so like it's I just go and follow me on Instagram.
Google Ben Nicky. There's a show next week.
If you want to go on the show, if you want to go to a show, bennicky.co.uk, and it's got all my upcoming, not all of them for the rest of the year, but the next couple months on there.
Yeah.
And just follow me on either the Misfit group or just on Instagram, because that's where I kind of like, I do see everything. So engage.
He sees
There we go.
everything.
He does. And then aside from that, we've reached the end. So if you want to go and check out, we do have a Patreon that we're actually going to go and listen to more music after this.
I haven't been paid for that yet, so just before.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the is it Zelle? You have the Zelle payment, and then I'll do it.
And I mean, Ben is probably going to show us some more unreleased music over there. So, I mean, go and check it out. That's also one of the best ways to support us. Gives you access to, you'll get episodes, early access, you'll get bonus content, exclusive playlists, all that kind of stuff. And so go check it out. And even if you don't follow the Patreon,
We still
love you. Just a little bit less.
Yeah.
You know the
I'm not even getting paid for this, but
Yes.
I think these guys, just a couple bucks, it
And
all
thank
helps.
you, Boom Boom. We love you, Boom Boom. You're
yes.
awesome.
Big thank you to our sponsor.
yeah, if you didn't.
Your sponsor is a nasal stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That says-
so
that-
you know
that
what's
says
so
something, doesn't it?
You know what is so funny though is when we had Flux Pavilion on, he said the same thing, and he was like, oh yeah, like I've seen these before, and then he started.
What accent was that? Where's he from?
He's also from the UK.
Yeah,
Oh, is he?
I can't
I
remember
don't
the
know
city,
where.
but
That legendary name, just never met him.
yeah. Well, so he started. It's so funny because he started like sniffing it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is actually quite nice." Like he's like, "This is definitely like one of the better ones that I've had of this." And then
Yeah. Wow.
and he ended up keeping
What
it.
kind
I'm
of
pretty
accent
sure.
are you doing?
I'm doing it really badly right now.
It's all right, bro. We'll do it on the Patreon. You can
Yeah,
pay
yeah.
for it. Donate now, and you can see it.
I'll go full commit. I'll full commit to it. So
Yeah.
But anyways,
Nand, would you like to end it?
Yeah, if you haven't already, smash that notification bell, like, subscribe, leave a comment of who you want to see next, and we will see you in the Patreon or in 2 weeks.
Paul Robinson.
Yes,
Yes.
please. Doodles.
Bye.